Alright, if you've been following my FPV journey, you know that I've been staying on the safe side. But I know the day is going to come where I have to solder a wire back onto my drone, and I do not know how to solder yet. So, if you are here to learn how to solder, please leave this video. You are in the wrong place. I am learning how to solder right now. So if you're looking for a good resource, click this link right up here. This is Joshua Bardwell's Learn How to Solder for FPV video guide. This is what I'm gonna be following. Now, I know I'm only flying a tiny whoop right now, that when I get up to the 2-inch, 3-inch, 5-inch drones, I'm gonna have to know how to solder if I wanna be able to maintain that thing, because it's gonna break probably every session. But if you mess up the solder, it can ruin your drone, so I've heard. So instead of learning how to solder on an actual drone, I'm gonna learn how to solder on a practice board first. The timing for this video couldn't have been any more perfect, because today I'm partnering with PCBWay, who sent me these practice boards to learn how to solder on. These custom PCB boards are specifically made for FPV practice soldering. These are basically designed to simulate real FPV components, so I can mess up here instead of on an actual drone where consequences are crucial. What's actually really cool is PCBWay doesn't just do stuff like this. You can upload your own PCB, 3D printing, or CNC designs, and they'll manufacture it for you and send it directly to your doorstep. The process is pretty straightforward too. All you have to do is upload your design, choose your specs, and place the order right through their website. So if you're into electronics, FPV builds, or just learning like I am, this is a super useful tool. I'll have their link and my referral link in the description if you want to check it out. We're gonna hop over to my desk here to start learning how to solder. I'm gonna show you everything I got, and hopefully I got the right stuff. First off, we'll start here. This is the package from PCBWay with the PCB boards. So these were designed by Mute FPV, I believe. So this is what we'll be practicing on. All right, I don't know how careful I'm supposed to be with these, but we're gonna set it off to the side. Got this little silicone mat. I know that that's crucial. Here we have the soldering iron. This is off of Amazon. It is a Seeker. I think it was a good brand. I saw a lot of good things about Pine. I can't remember what it was. It was Pine something. I heard that was a great one. This is the soldering iron we're working with. I feel like it looks nice. Charges via USB-C and DC, I think. Comes with 2 tips. Now, this is the #1 recommended solder by Joshua Bardwell and possibly others. It's a Kester 4463 37.031 inch solder wire. And of course, flux pen. I know that flux is probably the most important part about soldering. If you don't have this, then you're basically screwed. All right, as I set this up, I realized everybody that's probably watching this video knows how to solder, and everybody's gonna hate me for what I'm about to do, because it is not gonna be pretty. But this is a learning experience. It's fantastic. Got the soldering iron set up. I'm gonna go ahead and go bloop, plug it in. This is saying 300. We're gonna go ahead and up that to 350. And I'm probably gonna regret that. Maybe, I don't know. So, oh, we stopped heating up. All right, we're at 21 right now. How do I make it start? I should read the instructions. Okay, hold on. I have discovered we are in stop mode. Press and hold this guy. Work mode. All right, we're heating up. Can you see? Whoa, we're cruising. Holy moly, wow, guys, that heated up so. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just tap the end of this on here, because I think you're supposed to tin the tip or something like that. Wow, look at that. I'm gonna put it in the brass sponge. I don't know if that was the right step. We are gonna start with learning how to tin the pad. So we're just gonna learn the basics of getting the pad ready. So flux out for now. Now, as you can see, I am using this skinny pencil tip instead of this rounded ball tip right here. If I could go back, I would figure out how to put this in. I know there's a little bit of altering you have to do to this to get this to fit in. I don't feel like doing that right now, is kind of where we're at. All right, we're gonna focus on these big pads right here. This will probably be the easiest to learn. We'll get a zoom in close up. Now, #1 thing of what I've learned, the pen does not touch the solder to melt it onto the pad. You tin the pen first, heat it up to where you can then use that to heat up the pad right here. And then you can heat up the pad enough to touch the solder onto it and it will melt onto the pad just like that. Holy crap, that was pretty good. Somebody tell me that was awesome. Can we look at this? Guys, first solder, look at that tinned pad right there. Phenomenal. All right, let's do a couple more. This is kind of scary. We're gonna do this one right here. Put some solder on the pen tip. Use that to kind of heat up the pad. And melt the rest on there. Oh my gosh, that looks so freaking good. Holy crap. All right, then I'm gonna do this. I'm not sure if now's the time for that, but I'm gonna. This is way easier than I thought it was gonna be, unless I'm doing it completely wrong. All right, we're gonna try this slightly bigger one right here. I'm gonna go ahead and get the tip right there, put it down on the pad, heat it up, and bring some solder on right there. Oh, this one's not going very good. That wasn't too bad. Give me a hand in the comments right now. I'm kind of killing it. All right, let's take a look at what I've done. These three right here, kind of, I'm gonna say I crushed it, low key. Not that bad. Now the real question comes, will I be able to put some wires on this? I actually don't have any wires right now. I have an old $20 Amazon drone though that I'll break out. We'll tear those wires apart and try to solder those on. We'll use these as practice. All right, I've got a few things I can work off of here. We got this outer wire done. I know we're gonna wanna spin that up right there. We'll go ahead and insert this into our guy. Now, before you get mad at me, I know this wire is too long, but now we're gonna go ahead and tin the wire. I'm not sure how to do this with two hands, to be honest. Maybe I can set the wire down and tin it kind of just like right there. Alrighty, let's give this a shot. I do not think I did a good job of that. Yeah, that's pretty bad. All right, this is part of the learning process. Come back to the board here. Now this is where I want the flux. We're gonna go for this end one on the left. We'll go crazy with this flux. Okay, I just put a buttload on there. All right, so what we're gonna do here is heat up this pad that we made and insert the wire at the same time, keeping it straight. Oh, it already solidified. But that's not quite where I want it. So we're gonna heat it up again and move it. I can hear the flux burning off. Now that was kind of not the worst thing in the world. Look at that. So you can see it's poking out one side, but it's shiny. It's gray and shiny. That's what we want. That means the flux worked. It didn't burn off all the way. The wire's stuck there. I'm kind of pulling on it. I know I shouldn't do this in practice probably, but looks good. All right, on to number two. So we have that there. It's a little bit frayed. We'll go ahead and spin it up a little bit. Now I want to get better at tinning the wire. That is what I did poorly last time. Let me watch the Joshua Bardwell video real quick to see how he did it again. Bye. All right, I just reviewed the video. I did that wrong. Number two is gonna be better though. Check this out. Here we have the prepped wire. Josh Bardwell, my man, left the iron right there. Did not even hold it. Tin the iron. That'll heat up the wire a little bit better, and then I can hold the solder onto the wire. Low key's not working right now. Okay, I ate that up. So a somewhat tinned wire that you can't really see. And we're gonna add this into the middle. Go ahead and flux it up. Oh, I just actually just drained flux everywhere. Holy crap. All right, go ahead and heat this up. Drop that in. Now I didn't position that good at all. I'm gonna go ahead and come in here a little closer. Heat that up again. All right, there's my example of how not to do it. That was terrible. I just frayed the crap out of it. I don't know if you can tell. I pressed down on it too hard, and also there's flux everywhere. You can see how far this puddle went right there. All right, iron's sitting right here. Tin little red wire. All right, prep the pad. I forgot to put more flux on that. That red one's not too bad. One thing of note here is that the end of this sheathing does not meet the side of the joint. So that's an issue, especially if there's a pad right here that I'm trying to solder to. I'll need to be weary of that one. All right, so in my first round over here, I forgot to add flux to the pad before I tinned the pad. So we're gonna go ahead and do a little speed run on that just as practice. We're gonna do like 4 of these in a row, kind of see how it goes. We'll do that one, that one, that one, that one. And we'll prep the tip real quickly. Drop it to the pad. Heat up the pad and joint with solder. Great. Wow, that kind of turned out great. Go ahead and do that on the next one. Oh my gosh, I just ate that up. Take a look at those 4 right there. That is some good stuff. Good work. Pat on the back, Alec. Heck yeah. All right, I have 4 more wires. We're gonna go ahead and speed run prep these and solder them all onto here. This one first. Flux first. Relatively good. I don't think I had enough of a lump on there for it to cover the wire all the way. That's my issue with that one. Now, I would argue all of those are actually too small of lumps. So we're gonna apply solder to the top right there. The wires moved a little bit when I did that, so this is not an ideal situation. You don't want to do this, I'm pretty sure. All right, I'm glad I didn't do this on a drone first. They're shiny, which means I used enough flux for sure. However, they're not pretty whatsoever. They're manageable. I think they do the job. I'm gonna keep practicing with these boards before I actually have something I need to build or repair. That way I'm extra ready for when the situation does come. I need to direct solder a motor wire, or when I finally get my 3, 4, 5-inch drone, I can put it together. Now, if you're learning FPV, you're gonna have to learn this at some point too, so might as well start now. That's what I'm doing. Obviously, it's not pretty. So if you have any tips, drop them in the comments because I clearly need them, and maybe somebody else might come along that could use a tip as well. Follow my social media as well down here in the bottom. It's Alec_Searle on Instagram and TikTok. And Facebook, but nobody goes on Facebook. Thank you for watching. If you enjoy following me on my beginner FPV journey, hit the subscribe button down below. It's been very, very fun making videos and sharing this with you guys as I progress through my FPV journey. Later.